Last week, after a hangover that made me feel like my head was in a blender, I made a conscious decision to give up drinking alcohol. Not forever, wouldn't do that, but certainly for a few weeks, for a few months, to see what positive effect it would have on my everyday life. This week, my so-called friend Ryotaro surprises me with a trip to try a highly potent, illegal form of homemade sake.
Coincidence? I swear.
Yeah, sure.
One thing I promise you is that you're gonna get a hangover again. But it's worth it though.
As I've said before, drinking sake is a highly deceptive process. It looks like purified water and it tastes like the meadows of Narnia. It has a highly delicate flavour. But drink a bottle or two and you will get the hangover to end all hangovers. Not too dissimilar from drinking a bottle of wine. The sake we're trying today is not only cloudy in appearance, but it's also highly illegal to produce throughout most of Japan, and we'll get onto why that is in a minute. But perhaps above all, it's an absolute nightmare to pronounce. What is it again? Dubrovnik?
That's Croatian city for God's sake. Doburoku.
Doburoku.
Yeah, that's right.
The easiest way to remember it is it sounds like 80s pop sensation New Kids on Doburoku.
And you were the fan.
I can't say I am. Or Dwayne Doburoku Johnson. Fun fact, I actually spoke with Dwayne The Rock Johnson last week.
No fucking way!
Yeah, I spoke with him the other day.
Sounds like you've been drinking again.
No. Be prepared to be amazed over dinner because I've got a story for you. Unless you follow me on Twitter, in which case you already know.
And I'm not!
You don't follow me on Twitter?
No! Why do I have to?
All my friends follow me on Twitter.
And that means I'm not your friend!
In a nutshell, Doburoku is essentially unrefined sake that hasn't undergone filtering or pressing after fermentation, giving it a cloudy, creamy-like appearance. Before the 20th century, the drink was incredibly popular due to its simplicity and was homebrewed across the country. However, after liquor taxation laws were introduced in the 1800s, homebrewing sake in Japan was completely outlawed. The good news though is in recent years, homebrewing has re-emerged in special zones, with the Japanese government currently permitting about 150 towns and villages across the country to brew, bottle and sell their very own Doburoku. And in order to get our greedy hands on this rare treat for the first time, Ryotaro and I are travelling north to one such town called Tome, hidden away in the Miyagi countryside about an hour north of Sendai. But before we get to enjoy a bottle for ourselves, first things first, we're going to pitch in and help brew a fresh batch of Doburoku. Given rice is the main ingredient in sake, it's essential to source nothing but the very best. And here in Tome, they're not only blessed with having some of the largest rice fields in North Japan, but they're also organic and free of chemicals for a pretty good reason. In the winter months, over 100,000 migrating birds journey over from Siberia to have a bird holiday. In effect, the rice fields of Tome become an enormous bird hotel. By accommodating the birds and avoiding nasty chemicals, the farmers of Tome have created a cheeky symbiotic relationship between nature and the local cuisine. So the rice has been harvested, polished, just been cooked, and now we've got to dry it before it gets mixed with malt and yeast to begin the process of becoming sake. This is where I come in. Apparently you've got to spread the rice out first, and all over the floor, in my case. This is embarrassing.
I saw that.
Change. Okay.
So funny, like you with two housewives.
So before the rice goes in the pot, it needs to be about 20 degrees Celsius. It's currently about 30 degrees Celsius, but the temperature's going down very quick. It was steaming about 3 or 4 minutes ago, and thanks to the fan and these incredible hand movements, the temperature's gone down rapidly. It's hard work. As Doburoku is brewed in so few towns and villages, the essence of the drink is in its locality. Historically, rice farmers laboured for long hours and lived off little income, and given refined sake as a pricey indulgence, instead of blowing all their pocket money, farmers started brewing their own. And here in Tome, they've kept that tradition alive. Every ingredient used in the brewing of Doburoku, including the all-important yeast and lactic acid, has been harvested and cultivated within the town. It took over a year of trial and error to perfect, and a relentless certification process from the government, but it paid off. Today they can legally prepare and sell their very own delicious local brew within the town. So we've just put the rice into the malt and the yeast, and already it kind of smells like sake already. It's got that sweet fragrance to it, that sweet aroma. So this is left in the fridge for 2 weeks, and it's stirred daily. And at the end of the 2 weeks, you should be left with 12% alcohol. It's not allowed to be called Nihonshu, it's not allowed to be Japanese sake, it's just labelled as an alcoholic beverage. Nevertheless, it smells an awful lot like sake.
Is it ready?
Chef Ryotaro.
Ryotaro's kitchen.
Ryotaro's kitchen. The most disappointing kitchen show to come out of Japan yet.
So I'm going to make a bottle of my own. So first of all, I'm going to put sake. Oh, you just put too much in there. That's too...
Did you break the bottle?
No, I didn't. Look at that. So right now, I'm going to put the lid on the top of them. But they let us practice first.
This is terrifying.
There we go.
Look at your little face. Now stick your finger in there and see what happens.
I don't think so.
What could possibly go wrong?
Get the timing right. There we go.
Hey.
Did it all right?
Hey, I didn't lose any fingers either. Success. Your sticker's a lot higher than the good one. Why is that?
I'm always higher than others, that's why.
Egotistical son of a...
Right.
So it looks an awful lot like nigori sake, a kind of cloudy sake, but the main difference is there are much more rice grains in it. It's kind of thick, pulpy sake.
Yeah. You feel the rice actually a bit.
What?
You feel the rice a bit.
Feel the rice. It looks a little bit like a pina colada.
That's all though.
I do quite like it. It tastes more alcoholic than normal sake.
It does indeed.
But it's got a real kick at the end of it. In the same way whiskey like hits the back of your throat. This feels
Right.
like it's got a kick at
Right.
the back of your throat.
Right.
Before coming to Japan, my image of sake was just, kind of clear, water-like liquid. So clear and pure. But over the years, I've actually found that I prefer cloudy sake. It's got a lot more kind of depth to it. It tastes like drinking a cocktail almost. It's quite good. I really like this. But what about the other one?
Because they make the Doburoku right here, right now, they actually they serve this kind of Doburoku unheated version, which is like a raw Doburoku. So
It looks the same.
this is not for sale. I mean, this is like they actually serve it for free. Try it. Wow! Wow!
It's like being hit with a baseball bat in your mouth. It's a little bit more bitter.
Yeah.
And
It's for adults.
It's for adults. I'm not an adult. I might look like a 45-year-old man, but I am just 28. 29, don't even know my own age.
Oh, well, come
That's
on.
what happens when you drink this. You forget your own age. It's the miracle of
just forget about everything.
So we've got shabu shabu pork here, which is pork that you dip in boiling water to cook it. But it's not normal shabu shabu pork. They've got some sort of sake sauce that goes with it.
Doburoku sauce with it.
Bloody hell. Doburoku everything, isn't it? So when you put the thinly sliced pork into the water, it boils in about, 40 seconds,
40.
if that. It's cooked.
Even less.
0 to 30 seconds, your pork goes from being raw to cooked, which is great if you are as impatient as I am when it comes to eating.
Can I just add? Okay, this is like a sesame sauce, right? And I'm going to add a little bit of Doburoku sauce into it so that it kind of changes a bit of a flavor. Isn't that nice? The Doburoku.
That is such an annoyingly cumbersome word to say. Doburoku.
Yeah, like, well, just say like Dub Rock.
The rock.
Dub Rock.
The rock.
Double Rock.
Speaking of The Rock, do you see he gave me a shout out on Twitter?
No kidding.
Yeah.
Really?
I went to my friend's restaurant, he owns it, and he thinks he looks like The Rock. Do they look the same? I don't know. Nevertheless, we tweeted The Rock himself, and he said,
well,
where's the restaurant? I have to drop by next time I'm out.
Because you're a fan. And besides that, and I got a friend, and who looks like Rock again.
Did he get a shout out from The Rock?
No, you have to do it again. It's like, I found another guy who looked like you.
Oh look, The Rock. It's another person that looks like you from Japan. He'll be like, yeah, the joke's wearing thin, Ryotaro, get out. What's the verdict on Doburoku then?
Well, the heated version, the ones they're selling.
The one they're selling, unsurprisingly,
it's pretty good.
Quite good. 150 villages across Japan that are allowed to produce Doburoku.
Yep.
Getting there.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Now I can pronounce it.
Yeah.
Doburoku.
Yeah.
Do you know what's really hard to pronounce? Have you ever tried to say cold brew coffee in Japanese?
Cold brew.
There you go. Doburoku.
Is that brew or brew?
Doburoku.
Is that blue coffee?
Brew, like
Is
brewed.
it, yeah, blue, like blue.
Not
as
blue,
in blue.
blue coffee. Some sort of
right?
zombie version of
I
coffee.
thought-
So before you come to Japan, those are the two phrases, the two
Coffee.
words you need to know. Cold brew coffee and Doburoku. The only way I can get over a hangover these days is if I have a nice big lie-in until 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Unfortunately, that is not happening, Mike.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we need to wake up early tomorrow to see the birds, and that we are waking up at, say, 4.
You mean 4 in the evening?
No, 4 in the bloody morning.
What? When you said we're going to go and look at the birds at 4, I thought, oh yeah, in the afternoon. Why would a bird get up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
No, they get up at 5:30 in the
Why
morning.
would a bird get up at 5:30 in the morning?
Birds wake up nice and shine,
Well,
but Chris Broad,
nice and shine. How am I going to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning after drinking 4 or 5 glasses of Doburoku? Oh my god. Oh, it should be illegal to get up this early.
lazy bastard.
You call me lazy, but I get up at 9 a.m. and I go to bed at 2 or 3 a.m. because I usually edit really early into the morning.
Abroad in excuses. Yeah, sure.
Broad and excuses. Well, this bird better be bloody spectacular.
It's not a bird. It's birds.
Whatever.
Birds. Got it.
So loud. It's incredibly loud. Thousands of birds. Apparently there's 100,000 birds on this lake, and it's almost deafening how loud they are. To live around here would be nothing short of a nightmare. Unless you like birds, in which case, best place to be in North Japan. This actually reminds me a little bit of climbing Mount Fuji, because I think that's the last time that I got up this early. Saw the sunrise, and it is beautiful. Not that I expect to see it again for a long time. This is a one-off.
This area, they try to keep the water on the surface of the rice field, which they don't normally have in other places, so that when these migrating birds come all the way from Siberia, they always have things to eat on that rice paddy. That's how they keep the birds coming back every year.
And free coupons. I'm not gonna lie, it takes a lot of courage standing here without an umbrella. You know what I feel like? I feel a little bit like David Attenborough.
Who's that?
Get
I have
out.
no idea.
Get out. Not even the grumpy, sarcastic persona that I have can deny that that is one hell of a view. Doburoku is the alcoholic drink I never knew I needed in my life, with the sweetness of sake, the milkiness of a pina colada, and the kick of vodka. Though it can be hard to find towns designated to brew the drink throughout Japan, if you're interested in brewing, bottling, and tasting Doburoku, as well as escaping to the countryside, I've left the details to where we visited in Tome in the description box below. Well, I'm frozen, and I'm tired, and I'm mildly hungover, but I think it was worth it. That's all for now though, guys. As always, many thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm off to get some much needed cold brew coffee.
Cold brew coffee.
Cold brew coffee.
Oh, just mark that.